I'm Kevin from Ion Dissonance.
People think that Ion Dissonance is dead. You guys have broken up.
To be honest with you, it's probably just the fact that we're all very lazy right now. Now, honestly though, we've had a lot of problems with our label over the last year. For starters, when our last album dropped, minus the Herd, maybe 3 weeks after, our label Abacus shut down, which means that those rights went back to Century Media, and there was a lot of dicking around there. And, you know, I don't know, I guess the guys just got to a point where we were tired of being on the road, so we just came back home. We all got steady jobs, girlfriends, things like that, apartments, so we got bills to pay now, which means it's harder for us to leave and go out on the road. So right now we're still alive, we're still playing shows, as you can see, like we are tonight, but we're mostly concentrating on writing our new record. We're actually taking a lot of time to write this one, but we all feel as though it's going to be the fastest, heaviest, and techiest Ion Dissonance album so far.
So what exactly has happened with Century Media?
What hasn't happened with Century Media, I mean, my honest opinion, our labels are all suffering right now, and I don't know what's going to happen in the next couple of years, but I mean, something's going to happen. I don't know. Hi. Sorry. I guess, I don't know if you've heard or not, but labels are actually coming back against some of the bands. Century Media is a good example, and we're asking bands to take certain merch cuts from them, you know, and that's never going to fly. But I mean, they're not selling records anymore. If they're not selling records, they're not making money. They're putting a whole bunch of promotion out in magazines and stuff like that for a whole bunch of bands, but they're not making any money right now. So I don't know what isn't going on with Century Media. I think they're all struggling.
I guess, what are some of the things that really disappointed you in your relationship with both Abacus and Century?
I guess when our record was supposed to drop, there was, it's not just us too. A lot of the bands go through the same thing that we did with Century or Abacus. They tell you so many things that, okay, well, we're going to print this many copies for your album release. We're going to do promotion here and here, and I mean, it wasn't there, Our album, they were supposed to print so many X amount of copies for the album release, and they told us they did, but finally they only released something like, I think, like 5,000 records. But I mean, if you want to release 5,000 records worldwide, how do you want to sell anything over than that if it's just not there? I mean, we were on tour in the States when our album dropped, and we checked out a lot of the Best Buys and Future Shops around and things like that, just to see where it was at. And luckily enough, or surprisingly enough, it wasn't anywhere. So, I mean, it's hard for you to come out with a good album and actually get it to sell if the promotion's just not there and the albums just aren't in store. As of right now, actually, there are no Minus the Herd albums left anywhere. We can't even get them ourselves. They're all done out of print, and they're not printing anymore, so it's done.
Are you still contractually bound to that label?
For the time being, yes, actually. Maybe that's why we're taking so much time writing our new records. I mean, they give you deadlines, and we obviously have not respected that deadline. We've been at home for a year and a half, supposed to be writing our new record, and, to be honest with you, we started a couple months ago. And it's coming along great, but I mean, we'll see how it goes. If they come out with a deadline soon and we got nothing, then we got nothing. Maybe they'll drop us. It wouldn't be the worst thing. I don't know, we'll see.
Some of your, I guess, more interesting memories of tour with Ion Dissonance?
I don't necessarily want to unload because I don't know who's going to watch this, so I have to watch what I say, but let's just say we're 4 French Canadians now. We were 5 before with Xavier, and for those who know Xavier, we all know what he can do in certain situations where you can combine alcohol and parties and things like that. So let's just say we've had many wild nights, many wild experiences, and it's been 2.5 years I'll never forget.
Did sex factor in at all in these experiences?
In many different weird occasions, actually, we had a lot of fun. Not necessarily, how could I say, like a lot of these bands going out on tour, yeah. He's got blonde hair. Okay. No, I mean, like a lot of these bands on tour go out and some guys are actually just there, to try to pick up chicks, but contrary to what you see here in Montreal, I think the American scene is just loaded with 15 and 16-year-old preteen girls, and it's not necessarily what we're looking for, especially not at 25, 26, 27 years of age, Anyways, we're all past it. We got girlfriends, so not that many sexual experiences, but a lot of crazy drunken stories, yeah.
Are you big on conspiracies?
I don't know, I'm not really big on conspiracies, but one thing that I did follow is a couple of years back, I kind of made my own little research and read up on the whole World Trade Center collapsing thing. Yeah. I guess a lot of people have heard that one, but that's one conspiracy that I thought was interesting enough. But no, other than that, I can't say that I know too many conspiracies. I still think something happened there that we don't know about. The government, the American government knows about. But I mean, there's a lot of things that fall into play in that story too, and a whole bunch of reports that were sent out that were just disregarded and things like that. So I mean, there's a lot of unanswered questions. And
any band beefs?
Even before I was in the band, there was a situation at one point where Walls of Jericho were in California and staying at the same place as Iron were. They were acting like dicks, so Xavier, as I mentioned Xavier before, he kind of jerked off on their van handle or van door, so that's kind of funny. They didn't know about it, but it's still gross, you know.
Did Walls of Jericho know that Xavier came on the door handle?
No, but they deserved it. And what's funny was while he was doing it, two of the guys were sleeping in the van, so yeah.
What are some of the things they did to deserve it?
I don't know, you know, the rock stars. It's just the whole rock star attitude. Well, I mean, you know how musicians are. I mean, they go in somewhere and they're all cocky and they know everything, and they've seen so many more places and they're cooler and their band draws more people, so whatever. I mean, they tend to, okay, well, we're coming in though, look, there's floor space for everyone to sleep here, we're gonna basically take it over and throw all your stuff off to the side, you know. Whatever. Yeah, that was pretty much the only band beef that we've had, really. No, as I say, we tend to get along great with the bands we play with, and I mean, if you're going to be out on tour for about a month's time, you might as well get along with the people, otherwise, you know, you're going to be living hell for a month, so otherwise you'll have iron dissonance coming all over your van, yeah.
It's amazing.
You better watch the next words that come out of your mouth.
Shout out to some people you'd like to thank for their support, in spite of lack of support from certain sources. Who has your main support of the band? Who deserves mention? Bands, people?
Bands, people. I think number one is all our parents for being able to put up with us and the lifestyle that we had for a few years. For me, also, I'd have to thank Despised Icon for actually giving me a chance to help them out while they started out touring, which actually brought me into being an Iron Dissonance, you know. And other than that, well, there's the band that we played with here tonight, Last Felony from Montreal. They have a new record that just dropped, and they're my old band from before Iron Dissonance, so I respect them a lot, and I think they're underappreciated right now in the scene, so check them out. Pretty good.